ZZ109FM, this is Elsie Jenkins. ZZ109FM Talk Radio, Lord have mercy. 2025, it's the end of November. It's cool outside. Some places have a little warm front coming through, but nonetheless, we're close to the holidays. And, well, some people are wondering what's going to happen. How are they going to fare? We don't know. But we as Americans have been through a lot since the government let us down 50 plus days ago. The government is back open, so there's some good news there. But that's all the good news you're going to get this beautiful morning. All right, let's go. We've got a nice little bit of good news and bad news to put out there for you. To help us with this is LORATTI, Nearly Nixon in the house. How are you feeling over there? Ms. Jenkins, I'm feeling pretty good. I am ready to get into some of this information that we have on this eve of 2026. Oh, yes, we're at the eve of 2026. You've got to make the right decisions to make sure you can make it to 2026. Some people on the planet aren't making the right decisions, and as you can see, they are no longer here. But you have a chance. You have a chance. You have to make the right decisions, make the right choices. Do not allow a bad decision to determine your fate. Also in the studio is 10th grade education Bob. Bob, you over there looking happy. How you doing? Well, I'm doing all right. I got my coffee over here. I got my 8 shots of vodka. And I'm ready to talk about some of these topics you get. Well, Bob, we got some topics here, and we're going to get into the ZZ109 Talk Radio. I'm Elsie Jenkins here, and we're ready to go. Let's get to our first piece of information. It's off of the subject of what I normally talk about, but let's talk about it. It's I had a question about Wicked. I haven't watched Wicked. I haven't been interested in Wicked. I've looked and seen things. I know it's about the Wizard of Oz, but nonetheless, no interest whatsoever. But they've been around for a couple of years, and now they're at this plateau where they might be at the end of the run of Wicked movies. But my question is, when I finally take a look at it, when I finally look at the characters, I ask myself, and if you understand Wizard of Oz, you know the witch has always been white and Dorothy has always been white. But in 2025, I asked myself, why couldn't the witch have been the white girl? Why couldn't the white girl be the witch? You want to impress me. You want me to come and check out a movie. Make the white girl the witch. Make the black girl Dorothy. I'm just saying, why couldn't the white girl be the witch? When I look at this image and I take a look at these two people, I still see problems with our society. An expectation that we have to be on the dark side of things, and white people get to be on the light side of things. LORATTI, any reason why the white woman can't be the witch? Miss Jenkins, I think it's a casting thing. I mean, anyone could play any part. I really didn't look into the movie that deeply, Miss Jenkins. Well, you should look into it, because if you look at it, you can see the stereotypes there all day long. You want to impress me, make the white girl the witch. Bob, what do you think? I'm just drinking my coffee and my damn vodka. I don't give a damn who's who. I ain't even watched any wicked movies, and I don't care. Just like I thought. Well, you think about it, people out there. Why couldn't the white girl be the witch? That's all I'm asking. Let's keep it moving on. We got some bigger fish to damn fry. Lord have mercy. Alright, the government is open. They're doing things, blah, blah, blah. But they left the country in chaos. Complete chaos. Some people are still waiting for benefits. Some people are struggling. Some people are behind. One thing I do notice about life is when these situations happen and you are one of the people that have to like keep moving, keep going, you know, you're not being paid, etc., kind of person. In my experience, if you can still maintain and go do your job and help people, and don't take the situation that they're placing you in personally, they're still asking you to come to work. Excuse me, Lord have mercy. They're still asking you to come to work. They're still asking you to do your job. They're still asking you to perform at a high level. If you can, don't take the situation personally. You still go in and you still go and do your job. If you look at the supervisors around you, it's really not their fault that you're not getting paid. But they still need you to get a job done. Well, the reason why I bring this up is I noticed that in my mindset, that's how I operate. In my mindset, I'm still going to go and do a good job. I'm still going to show up if I can. If resources don't allow me to, then I'll explain my situation. But if I'm able to still go to work, I'm going to still show up. I'm going to still do a good job. I'm going to still do what I have to do. There was only a handful of TSA agents that stood by and did exactly what I'm talking about. But those 12, 15 TSA agents all received $10,000 checks each for maintaining and coming to work. $10,000 each. So, two things I see when I see them all standing there in the midst of all the TSA agents that didn't show up for work. Number one, they all have integrity to do the right thing regardless of how they're being treated. And number two is sometimes when you do the right thing regardless of how you're being treated, you always come out on top. Whether you receive $10,000 or not, your mindset understands how to deal with diversity and issues and work through them. You're ready for bigger and better things on the planet. The rest of your team, they're not ready for those things. Even if you didn't get $10,000, these supervisors will remember you. You're the person that came to work, even though you didn't get paid. You're the person that came to work and still did a good job making sure that nothing got on those planes. You're the person that came to work and still had a good attitude about doing their job. When it's time for a promotion, all those people in that group are going to get first dibs on the next level in that TSA environment. So sacrificing through things versus turning your back and saying, I'm just going to be niggerish about it. Sometimes being niggerish doesn't pay off. Miss Jenkins, what is Negrilish? Negrilish is having a Negro-ass attitude about things. Negroes like to quit. Negrilish. Look it up. I ain't never heard of it before. Negrilish. Sound like some kind of licorice with some chocolate on it. Same thing, Bob, but this is a human being we're talking about with an attitude of, well, you know what? I don't care. I quit. ZZ109FM, you can't be a quitter on this planet. You got to be able to be diverse, and you got to be able to fight through things. And this was one of those situations where you had to fight through. Fight through. Because $10,000 damn dollars, I could use $10,000 right now. I could do some things with $10,000. Maybe not a whole lot. But I tell you what, when they handed that check over, they had their money in hand right away. And that's on top of their money they get when it finally comes through. The rest of them are waking up in the morning empty-handed. You still ain't got paid yet. ZZ109FM, let's go. We're going to move on to the next area of consideration. The Epstein files. You've got all these ladies down there on the 11th of November. I'm sorry, the 18th of November. Talking about, you know, the House is voting, the Senate's voting about this bill, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, all of these people smile in your face and lie like they really care about you, but they don't. And we're going to show you how they don't care about you. Whoever's leading these ladies is leading them blindly. Blindly. Meaning they're just there possibly just to keep them happy. Give them microphones, put them on TV. But they're not really trying to help these ladies. And this is the reason why. First of all, Epstein is a civilian. He's not a secret agent that went rogue. He's a civilian. So his documents are evidence. That's all they are. Public evidence. Evidence that if they had a trial, he went to trial for everything we're looking at right now, it would all be put out to the public. But this evidence is special because it has the names of some very, very important people on the planet involved in this sex trafficking ring. Very high up people. So this information, once it gets across certain desks, there is an option to classify it. If you don't know what classifying documents is, it's very simple. Certain documents are only for certain eyes to see. Therefore, they came up with this classification system so that certain people can't see the information. Lord have mercy. What a secret code they got set up. Secret code book. Only certain people can read certain things. So the Epstein files, once they started to sift through and they saw the names of the people that were involved in taking advantage of the women and the children in the sex trafficking ring, they classified many of the documents. You're probably saying, well, so what? Big deal. We want these documents released. We want these documents released. That's what these ladies are screaming. We want these documents released. Okay, so the Senate information, the bill that they had, now remind you, they had to create a bill to get this information from the Justice Department. Public information. Well, remember, the public information, much of it has been classified. that they have in their grasps. And I'm pretty sure the president knows this, the Senate knows this, and the House of Representatives. They know this. They deal with classified documents all the time. They understand how classified documents can be viewed, who can view them, and what it takes to get them released. So when you look at the bill, take a look at the bill, what it says here. It says, this bill, which is shameful in itself, public information has to be released with a bill? That doesn't make sense, does it? This bill requires the Justice Department to release all unclassified, it says all unclassified records. All unclassified records, documents, communications, and investigative materials regarding Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, that lady who is serving 20 years, blah, blah, blah. But right in your face, they just lie. What about the classified documents? It should say all classified and all unclassified records, because those are two separate records. If I got a pile of classified records here and a pile of unclassified records here, and I'm going to hand you the unclassified records, that means I get to keep the pile of classified records. You can't see those. And remember, unclassified records, unclassified documents, unclassified communications, and unclassified investigative materials. Unclassified. So whoever's informing these ladies, get up there and holler and scream. Tell them what you want, what you need. Tell the House and the Senate what they need to do. They're laughing back in the office drinking coffee, because they know that all of the really gritty, dirty, nasty information with the names and the places and where it was done and who did it to which victims, all of that information, all of the video footage and information like that is available on audio and emails, all of that nasty, juicy, gushy stuff that's been classified. So in the end, what they're doing is they're giving you this small pile of unclassified information. Here you ladies go. Enjoy. Enjoy. So the joke is on those ladies down there speaking their minds, feeling like they're moving forward, but unless those documents, those classified documents are released, you're doing this for absolutely nothing. And they try to make it seem like they really are going to get into the meat of things. The legislation also requires the disclosure of individuals, including government officials, named or referenced in connection with Epstein's criminal activities, civil settlements, immunity or plea agreement, or investigatory proceedings, as well as corporate, academic, and governmental entities linked to him. Yeah, but if this information has been classified, you'll never get it. If any of this information has been classified, these ladies will never get it. So there you have it. The Epstein files. These people aren't stupid. Now, your one Republican House of Representatives that didn't vote unanimously, he may be considered maybe the oddball of the House of Representatives, Mr. Clay Higgins from Louisiana. Lord have mercy. For whatever reason, he didn't vote yes. House unanimous, minus him, and the Senate unanimous. But he decided not to vote. Now, he would have won my vote if he would have said, well, simply, you guys are sitting on some documents that are clearly classified. And as we know, this bill right here says all unclassified records. Now, as a senator of the United States, as a senator of the House of Representatives, I'm not voting for this because it's simply not giving us all the documents. So there you have it. He would have won my vote as the only House of Representatives member that had integrity to tell the people of America, to tell the ladies the truth. His response was something you have to read on your own, but it made no damn sense as to why he said no. So he lost my vote, and he also, you people in Louisiana, y'all need to think about getting rid of Mr. Higgins, Mr. Clay Higgins. He just don't get it. And if he did get it, he was too afraid to let the American people know that many of the Epstein files have been classified in the Epstein files. Therefore, this bill only allows the unclassified documents to come out. He could have told on everybody, but he didn't. He didn't. ZZ109FM, hottest radio station on the planet. Lord have mercy. We're being lied to. People aren't telling us the truth. And right here, if we don't read, if we don't get up, if we don't get the knowledge we need to understand how things work, we'll be lost sheep. Lost sheep. Those ladies out there, that cold morning in Washington, D.C., in front of the Capitol building, they were a bunch of cold sheep out there bad for 2 or 3 hours talking about, we want these released. We want these released. But whoever was leading you ladies didn't give you the right information. Unclassified. This paragraph is so specific. It's telling you all unclassified records. It's a slap in the face for anyone that understands how classified documents work. It's a straight slap in the face. ZZ109FM, let's go. Let's talk about some more things on the planet. Because this don't make any damn sense. We're surrounded by a bunch of people that think we're just stupid. We're surrounded by a bunch of people that realize the majority of the populace don't read. The majority of the populace don't understand how government works. The majority of the populace just doesn't care. And we can kind of get away with anything we want to. Unless someone comes out and just says, hey, y'all are being lied to. That one Republican Higgins could have just been honest and said, I'm not voting because the American people are being lied to. Many of the American people don't understand how classified records work, and this bill is only releasing the unclassified records. So I'm not voting for it for that reason. That's all he had to say. And Republican Clay Higgins would have been the only Republican in the House of Representatives that had the integrity to do the right thing, to say the right thing. He would have won my vote on integrity. Lord have mercy. All right, so here we are. We're at the end of the November month, but there's a lot of uncertainty. You've got people losing their jobs, dealing with these senators and House of Representative members. You've got many people losing their benefits. You've got many people that have saw their monthly costs go up because of things no longer in place to keep their costs down. There's a lot going on right now on this planet, in the United States particularly. All right, here we go, here we go. We're moving on and we're moving forward. Lord have mercy. So if you've been keeping up with the 10-year-old and 9-year-old that assaulted the 5-year-old, and when I say assaulted, I mean the things that they did to this little girl, it's a damn shame. But they assaulted her. Well, you might as well go ahead and put it out there. They scalped her. They raped her. And they're at home now and with ankle bracelets around their ankles. Now, what kind of message are we sending to these kids? They're back home. They should be somewhere besides home after what they did. Doesn't make any sense. You're dealing with new mindsets, so you need to have new rules in place immediately. Make them up as you go. Yeah, inside whatever facility, no longer able to return home until this process is complete. And that should be their last image of home, what they remember, not being in front of the TV with an ankle bracelet eating a bowl of cereal. Doesn't make any damn sense. Doesn't make any damn sense. Alright, moving forward. So the news we put out is the news that's already out there. We give you a common sense approach of the damn news. And one thing we've been telling you people out there is to watch your back. Be careful when you go out. Look over your shoulder. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. You have a spider sense built in. It's called the God-given sense that lets you know something isn't right. Use it. Don't ignore it. Reason we bring this up is because a 26-year-old woman on a Chicago train gets into a verbal altercation with a 45-year-old man, and on the train, how convenient, they have some kind of flammable liquid with them to be able to put this liquid on this 26-year-old lady and set her on fire on the train. Now, first of all, this don't make any damn sense. We get out here, we try to go from point A to point B, and then we have someone like this on the train to have to deal with. Common sense tells you walking around with a flammable liquid, you're up to something. You're not just coming back from Rite Aid with some lighter fluid because you're on your way to you're the cook at a barbecue. No one's gonna believe that. You're on that train trying to push somebody's buttons and you found one, a 26-year-old woman, and I'm not sure if she's black, but if she was black, then she may have been targeted. See, we're being targeted out here if it's that type of situation. Let me see what color she was, because I think it's important to know. I think it's important to know. If we being targeted out here, then it needs to be said the way it needs to be said. When people target you, that means they're looking for someone to hurt. They're looking for someone to maim. They're looking for someone to kill. It's what the what you call it do all the time. What do you call them, Bob? Oh, the serial killers. That's what the serial killers do all the time. They target. They look for the vulnerable. Sometimes you got people just looking for black people to piss off. But this man's walking around with a flammable liquid in his possession. Must be very flammable. Because once he flamed it, he conveniently had that match to light her ass up. Sounds premeditated to me. Now they say they have a person of interest in custody, but is that the person that did it? Because in Chicago, you can grab anyone that looks suspicious but did they do it? This lady's life is forever changed, considering the amount of injury she received from the burns. Who knows if her face has been disfigured, hair burnt off. No longer the same. Mindset no longer the same. We got to learn how to pick and choose our battles out here, which isn't that hard to do. But we also got to learn when we're being drawn into something. Someone is drawing us in. Sometimes when they try to draw you in, that's not the battle to fight. Why are you so adamant about pushing my buttons? Be careful out there, people. You've got to not only know who's around you and what threats are around you, but what are their intentions? What are their intentions? You can't fight by yourself. You got to fight with somebody else. So how do you get somebody involved in a fight where you start pushing their buttons? Knowing someone's just pushing your buttons to try to aggravate you, upset you, doesn't mean you have to fall into their trap. Ms. Jenkins, I gotta agree with you. There are some people out here that already know what they're gonna do, and they just gotta find somebody to do it too. Sounds like this person's on the subway riding around with the flammable liquid, just in case someone wants to go off on him. He's ready to go back off on them. Didn't like what he heard, didn't like what they said to him, and then finally decided to go for the flammable liquid. It's sad, but it's true. You got to be careful out there. ZZ109FM, you got to be careful out there, people. You got to watch your back. Lord have mercy. Watch your back. Speaking of watch your back, let me tell you something out here, parents. We've got a lot of things out here to keep our children occupied. I get it. Find something for little Jimmy or little Sarah to do. I get it. 2 years old, you buy them an iPhone. I get it. You get them a smartphone. I get it. You keep them occupied. I get it. But so do the pedophiles. They get it too. And the pedophiles have found a way to get to your children. That's right. That's right. Your children have cell phones, and the pedophiles have found a way to get to your children. And the latest method is through the Roblox app. Roblox. 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 Yes, that's right. Fun little app. Kids, I know some small kids that have been playing that for years. For years they've been playing that app. They're now middle schoolers playing that app. But the problem is the pedophiles have been playing it too. They've been playing it too. Playing it so much that we've got some situations here where the Roblox company is now having to develop some type of AI technology to help stop the pedophiles from using the app. This AI technology is supposed to take a scan or a look of the child's face to determine if they're the age needed to be able to play the game. Which is ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. It's sad, it's ridiculous, and trust me, the pedophiles have nothing else to do but be pedophiles, so they're going to find some way around this security feature. They're going to do anything to get to the kids. That's what they're all about. They're all about the kids, the children, the pedophiles. Yeah, they get on the Roblox app and they act like they're kids and befriend the children in order to get closer to them. Yeah, it's a shame, it's sad, but it's what's happening out there. Now, our recommendation here is just delete the app. The hell with Roblox. Delete the app. What's more important, your child's security or letting them scan their face so that the app can allow them to get back into the playing and hopefully the other children are children, hopefully, if the scans went through properly. It's ridiculous. I wouldn't put my child through that. And as far as I'm concerned, as soon as I can, I'm going to delete the app off of their phone, and that'll be the end of Roblox. You can't secure your app any better than that. Then you can't secure it. That's the bottom line. So there you have it. Or you can disconnect the communications part. Why are we communicating back and forth? If the game is so much fun, why the communication part? Sounds like somebody implemented that so you could talk to kids. Who's to say pedophile didn't create Roblox? Perfect scenario. Got a nice game here, but we get to talk to the kids. Hey Sarah, you're on level 29. I see you're doing good. Yes, Sarah. I'm Jimmy. Yeah. I'm Jimmy. What's your address, Sarah? Yeah, these pedophiles on there. Playing the game and playing with your children. Delete the app and you ain't got to worry about nobody playing with your damn children. Lord have mercy.
Grandma, I gotta agree with you, Grandma. Delete the app. Be done with Roblox, because they can't secure their site, their game from the pedophiles. Then there's no need to even go there. No need whatsoever. Oh, I gotta agree. I mean, these guys, they just don't care. They just don't care. They want to do everything they can do to get closer to your kids. And they jump on the app and act like a kid to do it. I think it's shameful, and they should go to jail for it too.
You're damn right they should go to jail for it too. Should be a life sentence for anybody that does anything to a child. Anybody. I don't care if you're 10 or 9 years old. Life sentence. That means you get your ass in that little box and you sit there and you think about what you did and you ask God for forgiveness for the rest of your life. Seems harsh, and you think about it. Does everyone deserve a second chance? Do they? Do they? Well, yeah, if you're a shoplifter. Okay, you robbed a bank, I get it. But you're going to do something to a child, now that's where I draw the line. You're going to have to get in that box. Close a little door, and they just leave your ass in there. Because you just obviously don't get it. You don't get it. So no, the box is where you're going to stay. It's November. We're trying to make it to 2026. But this is going to be a hard uphill climb because we've got a government that doesn't care about people. We've got people that don't care about people. We got a planet that doesn't care about people. And the small percentage of people that do care aren't enough to help the people that need help. That's the dilemma that we have. That's the problem that we have. And we've got to figure out a solution. We've got to figure out a solution because right now we're outnumbered when it comes to good news and bad news. There's bad news everywhere. You know, there's a 26-year-old woman that's waking up this morning in a hospital bed with first, second degree, and maybe even third degree burns all over her body because she had an altercation with a man in a subway in Chicago. Her holiday's not going to be the same. 2025 is not going to end the way she thought it might have ended, with her being a young and vibrant 26-year-old woman on the planet, going to enjoy her family in the holiday seasons. Her life is forever changed because of the actions of another person who didn't care enough. Who didn't care enough to keep his hands to himself and respect the space of others. I don't care what you were arguing about I don't care what you were arguing about. Does it justify taking a liquid, a flammable liquid, and pouring it over a human being and setting them on fire? Does it? I'm sorry. It does not. We have differences, yes. But we shouldn't allow our differences to take our differences to the next level where we are physically violent with one another. This world, I tell you right now, there's a lot of bad things that have happened to people on this planet. A lot of bad things. Right under our noses, these things were going on, and people that were involved in these things are currently smiling in our face. A lot of these people are currently in positions of power. A lot of these people are right there across the room from you, looking at you, knowing what they have done to others. What you have to do is know that you are not a part of the problem. You are a part of the solution. You have no hand in the devious deeds of others. Therefore, you have to set the example for how to do things positively, how to be a positive person, and how to have positive energy on the planet. With that being said, do not let your guard down. I don't care who is in front of you. You must assume the worst. I repeat, I don't care who is in front of you. You must assume the worst and prepare. Prepare your mindset to deal with anybody in your space, anybody in your energy, anybody in your physical realm. Be ready to deal with them. And remember, there are people out here that try to draw you in. They'll cut you off in the freeway. They'll bump into you in a grocery store. They do all kinds of things to you to try to draw you in to an argument, to draw you in to a negative conversation, to push your buttons, to try you. It's hard to tell who these people are, but you have to take a quick mind. You have to think quickly and ask yourself, what is this person's problem? And where am I right now? Am I in the mode to deal with this person? Are they seriously serious right now? If it's something I have to do to defend myself, to survive, that's one thing. But if you're just pushing my buttons to draw me into an argument, that's another. And if I'm being drawn into something, I just draw myself out of it. Let someone else be drawn into the negativity. You're going to have to do more than that to get me riled up. Don't let them push your buttons and get you riled up, because as soon as you're riled up, sometimes it's hard to de-escalate. We got to make it to 2026, people. We got to make it, and you can't make it unless you make the right decisions. The world is changed. Things are different. You can't walk out this house on your way to work and not look over your shoulder, not check your surroundings, not get out of your car and look over your shoulder. Check your surroundings. Walk to your office. Once you're in your office, check your surroundings. Look over your shoulder. It is a constant process. It doesn't stop once you get to work. It doesn't stop once you go to lunch. It doesn't stop once you're on your way home. Once you're in your house and can close your door, you still got to check your home to make sure your home hasn't been compromised. Back doors not open. Windows open in the house. Once you've secured your home, you can safely say, I can sit down and breathe. I made it through the day. It's hard. It's hard to imagine waking up and your life has changed. But if you don't take this life seriously, you can wake up and your life will be changed. Think of that 26-year-old woman that got on the subway that was sprayed with some kind of flammable substance and set on fire. This woman was set on fire on her way to wherever she was going. Her life is forever changed. ZZ109FM, this is Elsie Jenkins. You have a beautiful holiday season coming up. We're going to continue on with more talk radio. We're going to be on the ZZ109FM morning show with LORATTI. We're going to continue to push out positive information. We're going to continue to evaluate the world with common sense approach. And when you get a chance, listen to my new series called Focus, where we specifically focus on one news event at a time, so we can learn from these events. You have a beautiful, blessed day, and take care. Lord have mercy. ZZ109FM Talk Radio. This is Elsie Jenkins.